Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in. Angie.
Shelly.
It's that time, that very special time of the week.
It's Monday.
It's time for the podcast. That was special.
That was special.
Goodness.
Just
rolling
like
out,
us. We're so
rolling out
special.
the red carpeting.
Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles podcast.
That's the place.
Do you want to know a funny little sidebar?
Always.
So when the software we use to record does our captions, I have to go through and double check them because very often it says Hot Flesh Chronicles.
Ooh,
and I'm like,
gross.
it's not a podcast.
Flesh?
Yeah. So
that
we
could
need
be
to
all kinds of
enunciate
stuff.
more.
Hot Flash.
Hot Flash.
Flash Chronicles. There we go. That better be right on those captions.
Yeah.
We have kind of I think this could be very interesting topic.
Very interesting. And we haven't talked about our take on it.
We haven't.
With each
So
other.
this will be interesting.
This
Sure.
came from this idea came from our dear friend Lori. Lori O'Brien, we love you. We miss
Love you, Laurie.
And she was like, hey guys.
I got to talk.
She texted yesterday and she was like, I've thought of this a couple times and I just thought of it while I was actually holding my phone. So I'm going to tell you. So what's the topic we're doing, Shell?
It is, where do you draw the line? Like, what is your no bueno point?
Yeah, like a line in the sand of I'm not willing to bend on this. So we're like, ooh, what an interesting topic.
Yeah, because there's, I feel like we could have different lines in the sand.
Totally.
On different things, which would be, expected. But
Totally.
it's so funny because there's some things where I feel like, doesn't really.
Don't have a lot of energy on it.
Don't have a lot of energy. And then there's some things that are like hot button. Yes, I have a line like right off the bat.
So what are some of the milquetoast? I don't really care.
I'd say, here's my theory on lots of things. You can be invited to the party, but it doesn't mean you have to attend. So when sometimes other people are getting worked up about stuff and I'll kind of get drawn into it. And then I realize, wait, I don't have to give a lot of energy to this. So I'd say a lot of my things where I draw real solid lines come from what my core values and my core beliefs are.
For sure.
So on lots of subjects that I don't feel are necessarily podcast friendly. Like, I don't want Hot Flash Chronicles podcast to be a lot about religion or a lot about politics. But I can tell you that those two subjects have very definite lines for me, as they do most people.
Right.
So
there's a reason you're not supposed to talk about them at dinner parties.
Right. There's definite reasons.
So I think Lori's examples were, Shelly, are there any songs that
I wouldn't sing?
That you would say, I'm not singing that because it goes against who I am as a person. Angie, have you ever turned down photo clients because it bucked at what your core beliefs are? So the answer to both of those, I think, is yes. It's happened.
Yeah, I definitely have some.
Do you have songs where you'd be like, I'm not singing that?
Yeah, I won't sing My Wild Irish Rose. That is that's a song in barbershop world.
Listen. So that was the song that my mom sang to me when I was a baby, and her dad sang it to her. And I've sung it to 4 of my 6 grandkids. It's like the oldest used to get to where he'd be like falling asleep and he'd look at me like, oh, wait, she's singing this song again. They called me the sleep witch because I could always get him to sleep. But Wild Irish Rose is kind of like our family's. But the message.
Yeah. A lot of people don't understand the real and it's a song we all know. And
probably not all.
I mean, a lot of people, you probably have heard it or heard the tune. And it's one of those old timey songs that if you don't pay attention.
You said Wild Irish Rose. That's literally like.
Yeah. If you don't know the meaning, it's a very beautiful ballad, but it is a song about taking someone's virginity. And the reason I don't really like it now is because in barbershop world, a lot of people that are singing these songs are old. It's like singing "You're 16, You're Beautiful" in your mind.
And you're
Like
like a
there's some
senior
songs that you
guys in
shouldn't
your
sing
60s.
anymore. Yeah. There's some songs that, maybe they were popular when you were a young person, but you maybe shouldn't sing them when you're 60, 70, or
Maybe you
80.
shouldn't.
Yeah. So that's just one that I don't like the messaging of it, and I wouldn't sing it. But there's other ones like at Christmas time, I very much prefer to not sing religious Christmas songs that are about Christ. And there's some beautiful music that has been, written that is lovely, and it is has a religious nature
What's the
to it.
one that had
"Oh
all the
Holy Night"
controversy?
is a pretty song.
Uh,
Oh,
it's
I
cold
really
outside.
can't
Yeah,
stay.
the one where it's like he's trying to talk her into staying, and she obviously wants to leave.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah, baby,
"No
it's
Means
cold
No"
outside.
song.
Yeah, baby, it's cold
Yeah,
outside.
like,
And see,
songs don't age
as
well.
somebody
Some
who
songs
is
don't age
again,
well.
we're not going to talk politics or religion, but as somebody who is a Christian,
Mhm.
I actually quite like
Mhm.
the faith-based
Yeah,
holiday songs.
yeah.
So,
I think a lot
for
of
me,
that
the
does have
songs
to
that
do
I
with
would
your
say
beliefs.
the songs that I would say no to would be things that um like uplifted slavery or anything that is non-inclusive.
Darkness on the Delta. There's been a lot of
Yeah,
songs that are no longer okay to sing.
right. They've been
Yeah,
banned from the
yeah.
songs that you can
I mean, I think that's part of being, um, culturally aware and just being in tune with some things.
in tune.
Into
Sorry.
some things it's time to say goodbye to, because they might have been socially and culturally acceptable 60 or 70 years ago, but they're not now. And why perpetuate a message that isn't really appropriate anymore? So that's a lot of the music I would say no to also. And the reason I don't and actually there have been times when I've sang religious Christmas songs, because you can sing a song and not have to believe it. If you're giving it for a performance and you're doing it like
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian, so I'm kind of agnostic. I don't really have any skin in that game. So it's not that it hurts me to sing it, but it's not an authentic song for me. And usually I like songs to be authentic to me, so
Hmm.
I can feel it and give the message that I want to give. So I just prefer not to sing those songs. If my quartet really wanted to sing a Christian song, I'd probably sing it with them, but it wouldn't be my story
Right.
to
Right.
give. But it's I'd sing songs of different. Here's the thing is, I'd be open to singing a song about Buddhism. I'd be open to singing a song about other religions.
You don't have to
So
believe in it to sing about it. But I remember when I first joined Jet City's chorus, which was the chorus that I was my mothership chorus for most of my singing career. Um, we had a woman in there named Tenzi. She has since passed, which is
mhm,
super sad. But she was an older Black woman, and she said something about Al Jolson. I didn't know who that was. I had
mhm,
never heard the word mammy before. I didn't know what all of these things were that she was wildly offended by, rightfully so, because she was raised in the South during when that was happening.
yeah,
So I remember
absolutely,
having a conversation with her where she was like, "I'm not saying about mammy." I was like, "I don't even know what that word means." And she was like, "You're ignorant." And I said, "Great, then educate me."
yeah,
So she told me, and I was like, "Okay, I totally get why you don't want to sing that song.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't want to sing that song."
yeah,
But it's like, and that was me sitting in privilege that I didn't even have to know what these things were.
yeah.
But those were times where anytime Tenzi was kind of my barometer of whether something was
There's a lot of songs
inclusive
about a lot of old barbershop songs are about Dixie and
or
Mammy, and
ragtime kind of stuff.
yeah, and a lot of those now, the societies have recognized those aren't appropriate,
Mhm.
and that has toned down quite a bit. There's every once in a while there's still some group or somebody that wants to do it, but and that's a choice. But I absolutely do not want to sing that kind of music.
Yeah.
So there's a place for that, and the people are like, well, it's telling the history of barbershop. You can read about it. You don't have to hear it anymore. We can know that it
Or you can
was a
listen to
part.
somebody else sing it. I just
Yeah,
don't want
it
to.
was a part of the evolution of it, but we evolved beyond that when we recognized, well, we should be sensitive to people.
Yeah.
So it's okay sometimes to say goodbye to traditions that no longer serve the good of the current times.
Hmm.
And in a world that we live in, why contribute to that when you can sing other stuff?
That's right.
So for sure, music like that.
Music like
And,
that.
like you were saying, has there been, what was yours? That,
Have there been photography
yeah.
clients that I have, put a hard line in the sand, like, I don't wanna work with this person? That has happened a few times. I have had people come in for a consultation and ask me who I voted for,
Mm. Ooh,
and I know, and I said this was, like, 6 or 7 years ago, and I said, "If this is the determining factor, whether you're going to hire me or not, I am not the photographer for you."
yeah.
So I didn't know what side they were on. It didn't matter because that was so important to them that they literally didn't want to put money into the pockets of the opposing side. I was
That's
like,
a Nanya.
that is that's
Nanya.
that's my business.
Yeah. I never
Um,
asked people that.
I have had people ask to do photo shoots with firearms.
Oof.
One time I allowed it. It was a boudoir session for her husband was deployed and she just like had a firearm laying next to her. I was like, I'll do one shot with that, but I don't or
Yeah.
one photo. I shouldn't say shot.
Yeah. Oh,
One photo with
yikers.
that, but
Yeah.
I'm really not comfortable with there being firearms in my studio.
Yeah.
I've had multiple people ask if I would do photo shoots with firearms, and that's a hard pass for me. Just because I don't want them in my studio. What if something happened?
No,
I'm
no, that you're
liable. Like,
liable. No,
I
no.
don't care if they're
That's a
loaded or not.
safety issue
Yeah,
for sure.
and then also, they're obvious I mean, I feel like this is obvious. In boudoir and couples boudoir and what's called doudoir, like male boudoir, I have very clear lines in the sand on what's allowed.
Mhm.
So I have probably with boudoir more than anything said, "I don't think I'm the photographer for you," because I don't wanna
Yeah.
I don't wanna, like I don't wanna
I can
photograph
just imagine
Yeah.
what was asked, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so
I know because 'cause
curious."
I'm pretty open-minded, but it's like, I don't know that I wanna take pictures of that. I don't know that I wanna be in the room while that's happening. So,
Oh, dear.
yeah,
Goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Individuals or more than one person. I don't wanna so I mean, it's okay to
Yeah.
say no. Like, I remember there was one time a guy called and said, uh, "How much do you charge, to take pictures of me and my wife having sex?"
Woo!
And I was like,
Goodness!
"I don't do that."
I probably
And he's
just
like, "Oh,
blew
come on,
out
you gotta have a price." And I said, I don't do that." And he was like, "Come on." And he was clearly trying to get, like,
a
me
number.
riled up. He
Yeah.
was trying to and I said,
You're
12,000"
inviting me to the party, and I'm saying, "No, I don't wanna attend."
I said, "It's $12,000 for half an hour, bring your own sheets and your own memory card." And he was like, "$12,000, you're out of your mind."
That's
And
the
I'm like,
price.
"I'm the one out of my mind in this conversation. If you're going for shock value, you're not gonna shock me. Thanks for trying."
And it's
Yeah.
$12,000.
I mean, for 12 grand, like, bring your own sheets, bring your own memory card. I'll just put it on an auto clicker. I don't have to watch. Like, I don't he was clearly just trying to get
Yeah,
like, he was trying to,
a
like,
reaction.
clutch
Oh,
my pearls. I'm
goodness
not the pearl
me.
clutchy girl,
No.
but I'm also very, I've done, like, maybe 6 couples boudoir sessions,
Mhm.
um, and there are very clear rules about what is and is not allowed to happen, and I have to meet with both partners to make sure that they are crystal clear, and it's usually the women that wanna, like, go past my boundaries more than the guys do.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guys are usually pretty
I am
okay.
envisioning a
It's way more
couples
clinical.
photo session with Phil and I. And I know, right? Like, right off the bat.
I've done, like, 5 boudoir sessions of you, but I cannot imagine see
Phil is not a natural in front of the camera. First of all,
well,
he's
there's no
just
nudity, so there's nothing actually happening.
no, I
It's
understand
very
that, but
clinical,
I just
very
see him looking all blinky and confused in every photo.
yeah,
Like, it'd be like me with Mr. Magoo, only young. It'd be like a young version of confused Mr. Magoo, and then me
yeah,
being like all sultry, and then Mr. Magoo hanging out. It wouldn't be what
yeah,
I mean. People might want to see it for the laughs.
yeah.
But Phil will be the first one to tell you that he's not the most photogenic guy on the planet.
He's a handsome guy, but
He
I
is,
see
but
that to
even
me,
sometimes
that would be a
handsome people
boundary
don't.
that I don't know that I would want to
Friends,
yeah,
yeah,
like, just like, that would break the boundary of Phil and I's friendship,
right.
so I would be comfortable saying, "Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
he
don't
would
think"
never think of.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
this would never
Guys
enter
are
his.
usually way more horrified at the idea.
Yeah.
But
I don't
I
blame
have
them.
really clear rules, so that would be the time that I would say no, is if somebody wanted to push my boundaries of what's allowed in that kind of a session,
Yeah.
or if there are gonna be firearms or asking who I voted for, like,
No.
that's private, man. Like, and I
So,
don't know what side they were on. I don't know if they were left or right or blue or purple or
red
pink
or
or
orange.
orange, whatever. I have no idea what their beliefs were, but the fact that they felt like that was the first question to ask, I was like, if that's the most important thing to you, I'm not your photographer.
Yeah. That seems odd.
Like, did you look at my work?
Yeah. That's what you should
Are
be
we gonna
hiring me
be
for.
are we gonna be like going to a rally? Like,
Yeah.
why do you
Why
need
do
to
you
know
do
what
that?
my political
So
affiliation?
I feel like in most conversations or when you first meet somebody, that's like it's just two subjects I don't bring up with people. I don't like to know. I don't want to know who they voted for, and I don't want to know what their religion is. So when people come out on my page or like on a social media page, or when they're meeting me in real life and they ask me those things right up front, uh, that's real off-putting to me. It's like, well, do you want to know who I am, or do you want to know if I go to church on Sunday? Because that feels
What does that have
wildly,
to do with the level of photography? I mean, I
yeah,
understand that they did not want to put money into the pockets of the opposition. I guess. I
right.
guess I understand that, but it's like, I mean, that's how
But
you're
are we?
choosing to come out
Is
in the
this for
world.
is this for your political campaign, or are you just wanting
I
some
have
pictures for your
photographed
family?
politicians.
Sure. Well, yeah,
That's what, like,
that's your
it's
job.
sometimes it's really cool to see my photography in different places out
Yeah.
in the world. Like, I have gotten a voter's pamphlet and headshots that I took are in them. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. I also, this is kind of dark, but I had photographed a couple that I had photographed for their business a few times, and the husband passed away, and the wife asked if, she was like, "Oh, I need this shot of David, like, jumping up in the air, kicking his heels, but I need it really large resolution," because she did, like, a cardboard board cutout, like a red carpet at his funeral, where you
Aw.
could do, like, a photo booth.
Oh, that's
So, that
very
was a
cool.
really weird honor for me to walk into a funeral, and there's a life-size portrait that I took that everybody's getting pictures with, like, that struck me.
Yeah.
People have had me do photos of their pets right before they pass, things like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm usually sure we can do that unless it pushes my comfort zone to a point where,
Well, you're
uh,
not going to do a good job. I
it doesn't
mean,
feel professional,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
Like having somebody come in here with a bunch of guns. Like, I don't
Yeah.
that sounds like a liability.
It is a
Like, no.
liability
Like,
for
where are
100%.
these photos going? And am I allowed
Well,
to
there
do
might be
that?
a
I don't even know
lease.
if I'm allowed to
You
do it.
probably have something in your lease that says you can't have
I
things
don't
on
even
the
know if I'm allowed
premises.
to take photos of 'em, and I
Yeah.
don't want to anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But,
So, you guys, we have lines.
we
I'm
do
I'm
have
proud of
lines
us
in the
that
sand. I'm proud that we
yeah,
have some sort of boundaries
we
of
have
what's
lines. And
appropriate.
like I said, most of my lines are like even in a conversation, I can have a boundary or a line or now you've crossed the line. Like when you have a like say you're having a debate with someone, uh if they if I'm having a debate with somebody or an argument and they start name calling, that's the end of the conversation. That's
Yeah.
the end when they start using derogatory because interestingly enough, in real life, I use lots of curse words and
Oh, yeah.
things like that. But when I am in that kind of a conversation, a serious conversation with someone, or even if it's an argument like with a partner or a friend or something, if it goes to a name calling place where they call me a name, that is my line. Like, you do not that is not the time like, somebody can joke around with me and call me a bitch. Like, you could call me a bitch right now. We could be
I'm not
joking and you
gonna.
could go, "This bitch," like, next to me. That would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem. But if we were in a heated discussion, you said, "You effing B." Boom, done, line crossed. I will not that's it. I walk away. I've had that happen in real conversations. And I think it's because when I was younger, my parents would argue and they would call each other names.
Mm,
And I would hear that. And I just, something cemented in my brain that that is not okay. That when you love somebody or care for somebody and they're your partner or your
well,
friend
and they
or a
ultimately
family
wound up
member,
divorcing,
they
right?
did.
So,
Yeah, they
yeah, so
did.
maybe
I
you're
associate
seeing
that with
what's
a
coming down the pipe.
that's too far. Like, so that is a line for me is in personal escalations or arguments or debates, no name calling. No name calling. I
Yeah.
don't, that's a line.
The another line for me, something Lori had mentioned as well is like, if people have hate speech, then she will not stop herself from stepping in and saying, "Hey, that's not okay." That
Mhm.
is a hard line for me. That we are inclusive.
Mhm.
We don't do any hate or bullying speech. Everybody is welcome here. Everybody is celebrated here.
Mm.
I don't care what color you are or who you find
Gender.
attractive or
Yep.
like every color of the rainbow and every orientation, all of it is acceptable to me. And if I hear people being non inclusive or being racist or being
Transphobic or
transphobic, any of
homophobic.
those kind of
Yeah.
things, I'm not gonna just sit back and let it happen. That
Yeah.
is something that like, I will step in. I really am averse to confrontation. Like, I'm so anti-confrontation, it's almost probably unhealthy. But if I were to see like, if somebody came in here and they were using hate speech to somebody else, there's 0% chance I would let them get away with it.
Yeah, I don't, I think there are times when if it is a dangerous situation where there's violence happening or something like that, I will not step in into a violent situation, but I'll absolutely, and I have called 911 when I've witnessed something or been a part of that, because sometimes stepping in can escalate the situation, or you yourself then can become a target or be
Mhm,
whatever. But I have had a situation where there was a domestic violence situation occurring, people who lived next door to me, and I had to call the police a few times because I could hear that bad things were happening. I wasn't going to go over and throw myself in the middle of it because it was very dangerous what was going on. But there have been times when that wasn't an issue, and I have said, "Hey, that's not okay to say that."
mhm.
And I think that's your
I'm like,
job.
"What'd you just say?
Yeah,
What'd you just call her?"
as an empathetic person and as someone who cares about other humans, there are times you absolutely should step in and stand up for somebody.
I had to,
Um,
request that a client's husband leave
yeah.
because, we had done her photo shoot. She had a lot of insecurities about her physical attributes, and, he came in and I'm real careful about, especially because of this, who gets to come in for the ordering and choosing part of the session. And the husband came in and he was like, "Oh, you look old in that," or "Look how fat you look," or "That
Oh,
looks like a funeral photo." And I was like, "What did you just say?"
about your wife
And
or
he
your
was
partner?
like, "Well, she's my I can say it." And I said, "Not in my house."
Yeah,
And he was like, "This isn't your house." I said, "I pay the rent here. You can go wait in the car." And he was like, "You can't kick me out of your studio." I was like, "The hell I can't."
it just did. You're officially
I
kicked
was
out.
like, no, you don't get to sit and talk to somebody like that. I don't care if it's your wife, your kid, whatever. I
No.
don't care if it's yourself. You're not going to talk to somebody like that in my space."
Yeah.
So I have had to kick a husband out because he was just like,
Wow.
yeah. Well, the
Oof.
first comment was like, "Oh, that looks like a photo we would put up at your funeral." And she was like 48. She wasn't
Oh
even
my
like,
God.
yeah. And I was like, "What
Dear Lord.
interesting thing to say."
What an interesting
And I
thing to
was like,
say.
"That's a weird." And
That
then it
weird
was like a
flex.
couple minutes later, he was like, "Oh, I don't like you look old and fat in that." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Go wait in the
See a
car." And
pattern
I
here.
can't remember his name, but I was like, "You need to go wait in the car." He's like, "You can't kick." Yeah, I can actually.
I actually
I can
can.
kick you
I
out.
can refuse the right to
And she
serve.
was horrified.
Well, of
And I'm
course.
like, "I'm sorry,
Goodness.
I just," and I didn't, I mean, they only got the one picture, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'm not here to try to make a sale.
No.
Like, I don't
And
give a
that's
shit if you buy anything. You
I
don't get to talk to somebody, I don't care who they are. You don't get to talk to somebody like that in my
so I
space.
think the hard lines here are disrespect. Like when somebody is showing disrespect or giving it to
Or
someone else
pushing a
or
boundary that is
pushing,
non-negotiable.
the respect one is real important to me. And when people go into a place of disrespect, um, that's where I have a hard line
Mhm.
and sometimes I'll try to direct somebody back. I have a job where sometimes people are upset, they're angry, and it can go to disrespect real quickly. And I've had to de-escalate that. And a lot of times I come right out and say, "So you're being very disrespectful right now, and I'm going to have to terminate the call. And unless you can come back and ask that in a nicer way."
Yeah.
And so sometimes that has shock them out of it, and they've been like, oh, okay, well,
So I wasn't trying
I
to.
wasn't,
It's
and
like,
then I'll be like, okay, well, let's get back on board here. Sometimes when I've done that, then they've gotten more off track, and I'm like, I'm terminating the call, and I will send you a letter, and we can only, now communicate through email, and
I've
things like that.
actually, because you work out of my studio now, like you've set up a workstation here
Hmm.
to do your regular job, and I have heard you on a call with somebody where you were like, I don't like where this conversation's going, so we're going to end the call because,
Hmm.
and I understand that you're upset, but I like it was something
Hmm.
to that effect, like
Yeah,
you're taking it out on me, and I'm here to help you, like let me help you.
yeah. I'm just
Um,
giving you the information that
right.
is the law. A lot of times when you tell them what the law is, they get upset, and I'm like, you can take that up with your local, political representative because they're the ones that voted that law in.
I cannot
Yeah.
change the law, in fact.
Yeah. So I mean there are times when you do have to set boundaries like that with people you work with clients, with people maybe who are your coworkers even. I've had in the past coworkers who where I worked in a place where we actually had to have like a shop steward come in and diffuse the situation or actually be present
Like de
for a conversation. Yeah.
Wow. Like a
Uh,
mediator.
like a mediator because
Wow.
there were disagreements among the group. And so there's times when, sometimes that's what you need. But I do think a lot of the line in the sand issues really revolve around how you treat people, like how you treat them, how they treat you back. I feel like just having empathy and being a decent human solves a lot of the line in the sand situations, but some people they push those boundaries, they push those lines, and they want to see how they can push your buttons. They're trying to figure out you, and little kids do this. Little kids will do this with their parents. And when it's a little kid doing it, that's a normal curiosity part of a little kid figuring out their identity. You'll tell them no and they'll do it again. They'll grab for that cookie one more time.
Mhm.
So little kid boundary setting and pushing to find the boundaries is a normal curiosity that is part of human development. But when you're an adult and you're still doing that, that's different. That's like gaslighting.
Mhm.
That's like pushing boundaries for power and figuring out how far you can go before someone will come back. It's a lot different when you're an adult who pushes boundaries. It's usually not being done for good reasons.
Right.
So
Yeah, I agree.
I give some grace when people are trying to figure out if it's a child or a teenager or maybe someone who
Or if you can tell that they don't know, like
has
Kenzie, when
lived.
I said,
Yeah,
"Who's Al Jolson?" And she was like, "Oh," she was horrified. And I was like, "No, I literally don't know who that is."
yeah,
And
that's
she
different.
was like, "You're ignorant." And I was like, "I will accept that. Help me not be ignorant. Who
Yeah,
is this person?" She explained. I was like, "Oh, yeah, you have every right to be upset by that.
sure.
100%."
Yeah, if
And
it's honest.
I mean, if like I wasn't intentionally,
Yeah,
and I hadn't said anything, I was just,
you're like, I don't know who this person
she brought it up and I was like, "Who's that?" And she was like, "Oh my God, I don't even know how to
is.
deal with,
Explain.
little 20-something-year-old Angie
Yeah.
trying to talk to this." Yeah.
But if it's
So
honest, like if it's really somebody, now some people will play dumb and act like, oh, I didn't know I was starting this whole fire. And that
bullshit.
they absolute, and that I will call bullshit on.
Mhm.
And I'll say, really? You couldn't, especially you'll find this on social media a lot. People will be like, no, I was really just asking. I'm like, this has been viral for weeks. People have been talking about it. You can read the other comments in here and with logic figure it out. I said, you're gaslighting. You absolutely know what's going on. You're stirring the shit on purpose. And I'm going to call you out on that.
Yep.
And I often do that when people play dumb. It's like, that's a form of gaslighting and trying to get to say unacceptable things by acting like, I didn't know. And I won't stand for it.
Yeah.
That's a line in the sand too, is when somebody comes out and plays dumb and it's obvious that everybody knows exactly what the subject is. No, you're
Yeah.
just, you're pushing buttons to push buttons and be a troll.
Yeah. I agree.
And that gets called out. So line in the sand on that one for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like it's good to notice when you have a line in the sand, and then sometimes you can readjust it like, "Ooh, maybe I should have allowed this, or why do I feel so strongly about this? But usually our gut is right.
Yeah.
So,
There's
I
a lot of, I think social media has a lot of opportunities for lines in the sand.
hmm,
People feel they go in under a fake name, they use a
keyboard
fake
warrior.
picture, they're a keyboard warrior, and they want zero accountability. I have lots of lines in the sands when people are misrepresenting who they are, or they're just trying to catfish or just be shit stirrers. I believe there is accountability for your words. I have my real face out there. I have my real name attached. And to me, if you're not brave enough to do that, if you're not brave enough to say the things you want to say under your real face and your real name,
Say it with your chest.
then sorry, that one's a line in the sand for me. It's like when my name is Kitty Cat 2029 and it's not a real picture, and then you're out there saying a lot of hateful shit. No, line in the sand. You are accountable for what you say.
I agree.
Yeah.
What an interesting topic. Thank you, Lori, for bringing it up. Lori's been friends with us for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know she listens to all the pods. So thank you for listening, Lori. And thank you for that. It was a great idea.
Mhm.
If you guys have ideas for topics, we would love to hear them because sometimes we're like, we don't know what to talk about.
Well, we just love to hear what you guys
Yeah,
want to talk
we want to know what you think. So do you have lines in the sand that you're like, this is non negotiable?
Mhm.
And good for you if you do.
Yeah, you probably should.
So, Shelly,
Oof.
shall we do our rapid fire closing
Oh my
questions?
goodness. Yes, we should.
Okay.
Mhm.
Who's starting?
You.
Okay. Uh,
So excited.
do you prefer?
Mhm.
We're doing a food one.
Let's go food.
We're going into soup season.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh,
I
I
know.
love soup.
So, do you prefer like a real hearty chowder, like a corn chowder,
Mhm.
or something that's really smooth, like a butternut squash soup?
Oh my God,
I
this is
know these keep
Sophie's
getting hard.
choice.
I
This
know.
is
Keep doing this
difficult.
to
I
each
love
other.
both of those.
It started when he made me pick between my husband and Jason Momoa.
Oh, I deserve
This
this.
is your fault.
I deserve this. Gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm a sucker for a good chowder. Right now, it's early on. So the creamy, silky ones are really appealing.
Mm.
That butternut squash or a peanut soup or something like that, that sounds amazing.
Ooh, did I tell you about the recipe for the African peanut stew?
Yeah, I
I
want to
gotta
try
make
it.
that. We should make it.
So I'd say in this moment, but I know as it gets colder, I like the hearty, chunky stew
Corn chowder's
and
my
chowder.
favorite soup.
Yeah, those are good.
Mhm.
Good question.
Mhm.
Good question.
Your turn.
Okay, so Angie, it is fall. It's
Today.
officially fall
Today, I
today.
think, is the first day of fall.
So we can ask a fall. If you're going to burn a candle right now in your house, are you going to burn something that has like the pumpkin spice theme, which is very fall oriented? Or are you going to go for something like the baked apple cinnamon?
Those
kind of-
seem very similar to me.
Well, they are, but they're different. That pumpkin spice has some spice.
I'm gonna go apple.
Mhm.
For the first years of my life, I was allergic to apples, and now
Mhm.
I crave them
Oh, good.
because I love them, and I like the smell of apples more than the smell of pumpkin.
I figured you have.
Yeah,
would
I
have.
thought you were gonna say like floral, but
No.
those both have like warming spices.
Yeah.
Right.
But pumpkin is real, to me, pumpkin is more polarizing. It's got more of a smell to it.
Distinct.
It's more distinct.
Okay, Shelly,
Mhm.
if you, oh no, wait, what is your favorite tree?
Oh my God. My favorite tree. I like the weird like monkey trees, the monkey puzzle. Is that what they're called?
Argentinian monkey puzzle tree. That's for you, AJ.
Those are fun. They're just different and they're kind of
AJ taught me what those are.
Dr. Susie to me or something.
Argentinian monkey puzzle tree.
I just think they're fun.
They are fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did it. I answered about
They're
a
very
tree.
cute.
I answered about a tree. Okay, Angie, roses or tulips?
Oh. Oh, God. Okay. I like tulips more, but they don't last very long. So I feel like roses have more staying quality.
Mhm.
So if I want it to linger, I would say a rose.
Have to let it linger.
I feel like ultimately, if you were going to choose to hand me a bouquet of one right now, I'd rather have the tulips.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I love tulips. So
I know. I love both of them.
yeah, we did it.
We did it.
It was
Okay.
hard.
So Shelly, since you tried to do the closing last time, and it was a little bit of a
shit show.
Do you want to have another go?
Oh God.
You can
Okay,
say
I
no.
know it started with that you had it in a certain order.
Guys,
it started with if you'd like to give us.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you'd like to give
Means
us
the world.
God damn it.
She's gonna get
Wait, spoon feed it to me.
Okay, do it again. Start over.
Guys, thanks so much for listening. It means the world to us.
It really does, actually.
It does. And if you would like to give us a like or a follow,
a comment,
we would love that.
Yeah, share us.
Share us with your friends if you liked what you heard here.
Or the very best thing is,
if you could give us a 5-star review.
Ignore that she's holding up 10 fingers right now. We just need 5.
5 and 5-star review.
Wherever you're listening.
We would really, really love that.
Super duper.
It'd be awesome. Did I do it almost kind of?
You
I needed prompting.
Great.
I needed prompting.
Great.
I usually just say, give us a 5-star review. I go right to that. I skip all the niceties. I'm sorry. Anyways, we do appreciate you listening.
We do.
And we would love to hear from you.
Yes. So thank you guys so much. And we will see you next time.
We'll see you later. Ciao. That's it for today's dose of midlife mischief on Hot Flash Chronicles. Thanks for listening and letting us overshare.
If you laughed, nodded along, or shouted same at any point, hit that subscribe button and share us with your favorite humans. And remember, we're still hot, just in flashes.